Thank you. Good morning. I'm really glad to be here, and I would like to thank the organizers for the opportunity to present this platform and open it here for the community. I'm just one of a group of the people that worked on this, and I would like to acknowledge them, and you will see them all. They are now in yellow shirts with the embassy logo. You have seen us. We're wearing these embassy buttons, and we have embassy bags, and you can visit us at our stand. I would also like to thank the European Commission for allowing us to get together on this project and work on it and create this platform. And I'm really glad to see it, because we have heard experiences from America, from Africa, and I'm really glad that this is something that Europe can offer to the international community of researchers and the community of research integrity. I'm going to talk a little bit about why we started the work on this platform, how it looks like, and in the end I will show us a brief video that will be the official opening of our platform. I will, to illustrate why we're building this for the community, I will start with a personal experience. I'm professor of anatomy, but I also teach morphology of scientific research and morphology of scientific articles, and as an academic I have different roles, and we all need research integrity, and we all need research integrity information, but sometimes it's very difficult to find it, and especially to navigate yourself through so much information. You know, I looked at Medline yesterday, which is a database that I use, and if you type in research integrity, you get more than 81,000 articles that has something to do about research integrity. How to navigate through that? And then we have a number of guidelines, codes, rules, different experiences, requirements that we have to meet during a research process, and that's confusing. So as a teacher, and I have some of my PhD students are here, and two of them are PhD students that are medical doctors that would like to do successful research, but what they say, it's not about only doing successful research, but it's also how to do it right. Maybe, because they're aware that research integrity is not something that you can put into black and white box, but you have to think and deliberate about the answers and the questions. So how to find information and how to help them navigate through that. I'm also a journal editor for many years, and a long time ago I got an email from a colleague from America, South America. I didn't name the editor here because I couldn't contact the editor to ask for consent to name them. And he told me, I have an urgent authorship dispute in my journal. Do you know of any resource that I can use to help me? And that was the time when the COPE published their flowcharts for publication integrity. And I told the editor, just go there, go to COPE, and you will find good advice. And I got an email 10 minutes later saying, great, this is what I needed, and I have this under control. I'm also a teacher. This September, we'll run our first responsible research summer school in Split in Croatia, where I come from. And I would like to know, what are the opportunities for training research integrity? What are the tools that are working, that are good, that I can use? How do I find them? These are all the questions that are relevant for the research community, especially for teachers. I also have a colleague who will go to another country, and he's interested when he goes to another lab in another country. Are the rules the same? How I can learn about rules in a neighboring country, in another continent? How do I find my information about research integrity? We know that we have lots of information and lots of sources. For example, in Europe, if I want to go and look for information, I can go to different organizations. These are bodies of research funders, of research integrity officers, of research ethics committees, ALIA, which is an organization that is bringing academies together, has created European Code of Conduct for Research Integrity that has been introduced into the research framework and is a requirement for researchers that are getting EU funding. Also, I can go to the Commission, I can go to another page or portal that is called SIGNUP, that is about ethics, but it's a little bit different and not many people know about it. I can go and look at the results of different research grants in Europe, and these are only some of them that I know of and that I've used in my research and in my teaching, and you can get information from there. I'm a journal editor, so I also have to follow the standards in publishing and protecting the integrity of the published record by looking at the relevant guidance that I have from editorial organizations in Europe, international, and in Asia too. And I can look at other experiences from different continents, from the Office of Research Integrity, which is one of the early activities in research integrity and contributed to the development of the research field, and especially to the World Conferences of Research Integrity that have now become an important and very reliable source. So how to navigate through here? How to find information when you need it at the proper time? It's really difficult. And we have also seen, and we have heard yesterday, also that the opinions from policymakers, from universities, from organizations, but we have also heard that researchers are important. What we know, for example, from evidence that came out from some of these research integrity projects from Europe, is that policymakers and researchers look at integrity in different ways. Policymakers look at research integrity as something where you can set rules and then check if people follow it, whereas it is for researchers, research integrity is a concept that is open for discussion, where we need dialogue, where we need to talk about it and maybe change it over time. So what we wanted to do with this platform is to make a platform about research integrity by researchers for researchers, and invite everybody in so they can contribute, and that we can make it a place for dialogue and discussions and conversations about research integrity. We have worked for 2 years, so we had a network of institutions from different parts of Europe. We collected evidence to see what type of resources we need, how to organize the platform. We also had a very extensive consultation with stakeholders all over Europe. So you see, they came from north of Europe and south of Europe, from the east of Europe and from the west of Europe. And we have been working on this platform with the idea that we would like to have this platform for the global community of researchers to help them navigate through research integrity and good research. So what do we have for this platform today? This is how the interface of our platform looks like. So you have a number of tags here. You have themes, resources, discussion, and training. And for resources, we already have collected some information, and you can see that we have a number of guidelines, that we have a number of cases, that we have a number of tools, resources for research integrity, and that we also have some training material that we have put on the website already. And as you see, you can add a resource, because this is made on a media wiki platform, and we hope that we will build it up with the community of researchers. We have also customized it for different screens, so it works on a computer screen, but it also works on your smartphone, and it is there for you at any opportunity to work. We also have something that we call themes. So this is if you're interested in a topic of research from research integrity. And we know that there are many different terms that we use in research integrity. We use responsible conduct of research, research ethics, research integrity, misconduct, questionable research practices, detrimental research practices. What do they all mean? So we have created these thematic pages where you can find information, especially for younger researchers, to learn about research integrity. For example, we have here a thematic page on research integrity officers, and all of the pages are structured in a way that we say what this thematic page is about, why this thematic theme is important, what are the resources for it, and who this theme can be relevant or important to, so that you can learn in a brief web page about it, and then go and explore and share with the others. We also have a functionality of editing it, so you can edit a theme and then make your own contribution to the platform. We also have a discussion page where you can ask a question, open a discussion, and where different participants in the discussion can join in. And we also have a system of voting up and voting down to see which themes are coming as important themes, to see which themes are emerging as important themes in research integrity. And this here is just a small snapshot that we made by our team. So this is what we have now. So it's maybe the beginning. But as you said, every beginning is important. I think that just standing on the side and saying, oh, it's too complicated, we can't do much, we have to start somewhere. And we are looking forward to engagement of the community in this effort. So what will happen over time? We will put on more resources, thematic pages and discussions. As I said, this is built on a media wiki platform which allows integration and connection of different themes so that we can have a greater functionality of this page. We also want to build a community around it. This can be some kind of a crowd sourcing effort for the research integrity community to get together and to discuss important issues. We will have a special training section, and we are working on another European research grant where we're looking at the tools and resources for training which will be integrated in the Embassy of Good Science. And we want to make it really very interactive. We're going to add the search functionality, also the filtering functionality, and we're also looking for any other ideas that we can help from this. So what you can expect from us and how you can contribute. So we will be improving and adding new functionalities. We also planned that the thematic pages done by individual researchers are little publications that will have their own DOI. And we would also like to introduce ORCID as a credit for individual researchers, so making the contribution to research integrity as something that counts in a research community. We will also, in the beginning, moderate the contributions because this will be an open platform, and we will also look for ways how we can achieve that the community moderates itself. And we're also looking, and we have another 2 years of the project going on, we're also looking how to make this sustainable in the future so that this platform continues to grow and continues to be the support to the researchers for research integrity. How you can contribute? We would like that you contribute your knowledge, your experiences, and your wisdom in this platform so that we can learn and that we can share. Please help us improve the content. We have already tested the platform during a pre-conference workshop, and we have already learned a lot about what researchers expect. We have gotten new ideas how to improve this, how even make it more functional and more interactive. Participate in discussion, because dialogue in research integrity is something that is important. We know that we will not have all the same rules and all the same standards, but neither in countries nor in different disciplines, but I think that exchanging experience and talking about is something that is really important. And also, we want you to be the ambassadors of good research and spread the information about the platform and the need to work together. So now, at this moment, actually, we are launching this platform and inviting you in. So I'm now showing
Public trust in science is crucial. As researchers, we see questionable scientific practices and external pressures. Safeguarding ethics and integrity in scientific research is more important than ever. Yet, in Europe, there is no central resource containing detailed information on how to perform science responsibly and with integrity. Therefore, we are strongly committed to building a new online platform for the research community. We aim to improve understanding and awareness around good science, not by naming and shaming, but by taking a positive approach that will set a standard for all of us. We are convinced that integrity in research will benefit from a transparent and up-to-date platform. This will inspire current and future generations of researchers. If we as a community don't act to foster good science, who will? The new platform will offer help to anyone seeking support in handling day-to-day research practices and dilemmas. It will provide relevant rules and best practice guidelines, cases and tools for learning and education. The ultimate goal is for the research community itself to actively participate in the platform and take control of it. Together, we will share experiences and insights, deepening understanding and continuously contributing to the development of good science. And that's where you come in. Today, we officially launch the Embassy of Good Science.
So that was it. But I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. I would like, you probably asked why embassy and why yellow. We have worked with a design agency that had helped us create the visual face of our platform. And yellow, you can look at it in different ways. Yellow is when you look at these ISO international standards, yellow is this color is called safety yellow. It's a signal yellow that is used to signal things. It's a color that can be seen from furthest distance. And this is, again, a sign that these things are important and that we have to think about them. We can look at the Chinese tradition, and I know that in a Chinese tradition, yellow signifies middle, and it's the middle of compass. So for our Embassy of Good Science, I think that it's a center of a compass from where we can find directions in research integrity. And why embassy? I think all of us as researchers should be emissaries and ambassadors of good research. So I invite you to join us. You can find us, you can identify us by yellow shirts. You will find us at our stand. And come together and let's make this work for the research integrity. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Anna. And from where here I stand, there is a lot of yellow visible already, so it's spreading. It might be contagious even. Open for questions. Yes, please go ahead.
So Andrew Gray from Auckland. Nice video. You specifically mentioned in that you weren't interested in naming and shaming. Do you think there are circumstances in which that approach is actually important and relevant?
You mean we will present cases? You mean that we want to name and shame? I don't think, we are mostly...
Your video specifically said you weren't into naming and shaming, but I wonder if there are circumstances in which that approach is actually both important and relevant.
Yeah, I think this would be open to the discussion of the community. We will have cases, but then again, especially because we're working in Europe under the General Data Protection Regulation and general laws about the right to be forgotten. So we are very careful that we are also following all the legal regulations in the cases that we're going to present. It's open to discussion. I think this is a platform where this discussion has to go on and the community has to see how they see it and look at the evidence about it.
I mean, I'd suggest there's a danger to being too careful.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question, please. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm Deborah Shallow-Demers, Memorial Sloan Kettering in New York City. I'm also affiliated with the Society for Research Administrators International. So I wanted to ask you about your funding moving forward, because it takes a lot of manpower, people power, to keep the site going, especially if you have this interactive feature, with discussion questions and responses to discussion in real time. So having been involved in building a toolkit for research administrators through ORI Conference Grant and SRA, that's one of our difficulties. We put all this great stuff up there, but having the wherewithal to keep it going in real time. And also we ask for contributions, et cetera, and it has been a struggle. So I'm curious as to what your plans are moving forward, what mechanisms you have to keep the momentum going over time.
Yeah, so this is something that we're discussing now, so we have 2 more years to explore it. If it's going to be a Wikipedia for research integrity, it can work, but we are aware that we need to work hard on it. And also this is something that we are now opening to the community to discuss. It can be crowdsourcing of the platform, but definitely different stakeholders that come can contribute and look into how we can take it forward.
Right. The difficulty is it becomes static and the news changes so quickly, and being able to keep it relevant and keep it moving. But sounds like a fabulous project. Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Please go ahead.
Yeah. Joël Alnaud from France, from a French Office of Research Integrity in Paris. Thank you, dear Anna, for presentation. And I wonder, first of all, you know that yellow is a color in France currently with quite difficulties every Saturday. Gilets jaunes. And I wonder if you think that Embassy of Good Science could have an action on politics in European countries and on funding agencies, and also, why not, on researchers' evaluation.
Yeah, I think so, because, this is by researchers for researchers, and researchers can impact. I think science is a fundament of society, so I think that we as researchers can have impact on it. I come from medicine, and I always quote Robert Virchow, who was the founder of pathophysiology, who was also a politician, who said that medicine is a social science and politics is just medicine on a grander scale. So this is also a platform where we can see how researchers can influence policy and research in general, and research politics in specific.
Thank
so
you.
The floor is open and discussion is invited about this.
Great. Thank you very much again. Thank you very much.